See, look at this. Look at the country you and I are residing and proud to call ours. Look at this. Exclusive police IG Egbetokun busted for colluding with Notorious Cartel moving cash from CBN vote via Abuja Lagos Airport. The IG Inspector General of Police, yes. Disquiet over the weekend gripped the Nigerian Police Force headquarters after details emerged of how Inspector General Kayode Egbetokun has been victimizing officers to shield members of the cartel Notorious for hauling suspicious new banknotes from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The interstate syndicate's operation was disrupted after 4 inspectors identified a suspicious consignment at Abuja Airport on August 26, 2023, People Gazette heard from security sources briefed on the matter. 5 suspects were subsequently taken into custody, the Gazette learned, leading to a week-long financial crimes investigation. The suspects, who described themselves only as contractors without elaborating, provided statements to the police detailing how long they have been in the trawlery business, but without providing the identity of the CBN staff they worked with to move out cash from the Apex Bank's vaults. They told the police that they had been operating for years, even before the Naira redesign in 2022, transporting cash notes from the CBN in Abuja to Lagos. The suspects, however, failed to state the purpose of the stacks and mint notes in their possessions. They had bundles of 500 and 200 Naira notes going up to tens of millions of Naira, and were trying to load the money into a Lagos-bound aircraft at the domestic wing of Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport into Lagos in Abuja, in a way that further aroused the suspicion of security agents. Just as the suspects were about to be charged, the IGP monitoring unit showed up to take over the case. The 5 suspects, including their ringleader Andrew Eja, were extracted from AIG Zone 7 and subsequently released. However, suspects refused to take back the money, claiming it had been depleted from 75 million to 35 million and that more than half of the money was gone. Their claims led to the IG to arrest and detain the 4 police inspectors who carried out their arrest. The first orderly room trial was conducted in December 2023, and the inspectors Ekende Edwin, Esther Okafor, Patrick Nwande, and Talabi Kayode were exonerated, given that the activities of the suspects were not only suspicious, but their statements were also contradictory. The first found the officers not guilty of the allegations of exhibits tampering, meaning there was no evidence the officers stole from the cash the suspects were transporting. The trial also determined that there was no receipt documenting how much the suspects were transporting. So it was hard to rely solely on the suspect's statement regarding the purported total sum and how much of it was claimed to be missing. The first trial outcome was on December 13 with reference number 7373/5pm/FHQ/ABJ/VOL.15/98. The suspects provided a statement to the police stating that they got the money from the CBN vault but wouldn't be able to mention the person who handed them over the cash from the CBN. Their statements, which no officer of the Apex Bank could corroborate, led to the inspector's exoneration. A spokeswoman for the CBN did not return a request seeking clarification as to whether or not the bank was aware of the operation of Mr. Eja's gang. Dissatisfied with the first trial's outcome, Mr. Egbetokun, the IG, ordered a second trial, but the verdict remained the same. There was no sufficient evidence to link the alleged stolen funds to the inspectors. The outcome of the second trial, released in February 2024, was referenced C-350/SPM/FHQ/ABJ/FOL/11/105. Still, the police chief appeared obstinate. Mr. Egbetokun ordered a third orderly room trial, fueling disquiet from the police hierarchy to the rank and file, who wondered why the IGP was unwilling to accept the trial's verdict given they were his own men. It was the low-level police officers, particularly after two trials had cleared them of any wrongdoing. His conduct has fueled speculations about whether he has a stake in the matter and was ready to sacrifice his own junior colleagues to appease a cabal ruffled about the syndicate's operation being busted. That Mr. Eja, the suspect's ringleader, admitted that their currency hauling activities have gone undictated for years, even during the tenure of former President Buhari, indicates that there were powerful men of influence pulling the strings behind the scene. Mr. Eja did not return the request seeking comments. It was unclear if he had a legal representation in the matter. It would not be the first time the police chief had been accused of pandering to high-profile citizens. HEDA, an anti-corruption group, in April rebuked Mr. Egbetokun, the IG of police, for withdrawing police officers attached to the Kano Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission. The commission was investigating fraud allegations against the APC National Chair, Abdullahi Ganduje, when the police officers providing security to the facility in officers were recalled. It is deeply troubling that law enforcement resources are being redirected away from combating corruption and instead appear to be utilizing to obstruct investigation into high-profile individuals and undermining accountability. The statement, signed by HEDA and two other civil rights groups, stated, the group advised the IGP to operate in an independent security force void of interference from men of influence. Still, Mr. Egbetokun's, the IG's conduct and the order of a third trial angered the police's hierarchy, who could not fathom why the police chief seemed determined to throw the inspectors under the bus over the unsubstantiated claims of multi-million naira cash transporters. The Inspector General should have backed down, but he kept chasing the officers because he was offended they did their job. A senior police officer told the Gazette under anonymity from Force Headquarters over the weekend, "We have reported him to the PSC because we cannot sit down watching an IG that is so blatantly corrupt to the point of punishing officers who should have been rewarded for doing the job they were tasked to do." The IG was the one who exposed himself. The top officers added he should blame only himself for this scandal. Mr. Egbetokun, the IG of police, did not immediately return comments on the matter. The police spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, has yet to respond to the Gazette inquiries as well. They wouldn't, you know their game. It is unclear how the president will handle the situation because the IGP is his loyalist, whom he has known for years. Mr. Egbetokun, the IG, served as Mr.